Shpwa! Hi, wait. Oh hi, I didn't see you there. My name is Bliss Foster, and today we're going to be talking about the pants that I have on my very body this very moment. They're pants by Rag & Bone. The founder of Rag & Bone, Marcus Wainwright, is a dude who is known for being very, anal about the clothes that he makes. He doesn't have any formal fashion training. He's just a person who is really obsessed with doing things the correct way. The pants kind of set up a couple of goals for themselves, and they meet those goals very well. And today's episode also features a special guest, this beautiful hanging fabric here in the background that my wife is drying and preparing to make into a gown. I think it matches with the pants and with the plant very well, and we'll be getting some live commentary from the fabric as the episode continues. Stay tuned. I feel like most people who are like fashion heads are fairly familiar with Rag & Bone. They don't make a lot of stuff that's super out of the ordinary when you're looking at pictures of it, but they do make a lot of stuff that really stands out when you're wearing it. There's a really good interview with the founder where he talks about designing a t-shirt, and he just literally goes through all of the t-shirts that he's ever owned and puts them in a big pile and says, I really like this about this one, I really like this about this one, I hate this about this one, I hate this about this one. And he literally just tries to combine all of the elements that he likes in a t-shirt in one single t-shirt that he makes. Which is a fine way of going about things. The problem is that most places, when they're trying to do that, when it actually comes time to produce the product, they have to just compromise and say, okay, well, this is the 14th sample, so we just got to make this thing. Whereas for the Rag & Bone founder, he pretty famously, for his first pair of jeans when he was developing them with the factory that he was working with in Kentucky, he made 60 samples with the factory before he was like, now we've got it right. I have loved these pants. This is one of a few garments that I have in my closet that are kind of almost ratty looking because I've worn through them so much. But I'm showing them to you anyway because they don't need to be new clothes to be good clothes. So the first thing that we're going to look at is by far the most rambunctious detail that they have in these pants. I don't know really what to refer to this as. I know it was probably a nightmare for their pattern cutter. The seam, the side seam of the pants, which usually just runs all the way down the outside of both legs, actually has a curve around the front of the leg. It's a beautiful little detail and is very well executed. Good job, guys. Probably the biggest detail that's made me wear these so much is a detail that is really easy to miss if you're looking at the pants, but impossible to miss if you have them on. And that is what's called a self belt. And that is the piece of hardware here that uses a belt that is made of the same material as the actual pants themselves. That's called a self belt. But this little piece of hardware here makes it where you do not have to wear an actual belt, and you can adjust the pants to the size that you need them to be. And for me, a guy with a concave ass and no hips at all, this has been life-changing. It sort of makes the actual belt loops seem a little bit silly, but we're not going to get too nitpicky with it. The fabric is a cotton twill, so it's the same basic material and technique used to make your jeans, but it is substantially softer. It is in fact so soft that I had an employer send me home one time because you can't wear sweatpants to work. And I was like, these aren't sweatpants. And they were like, yes, they are. No, I'm not even trying to be sneaky. These aren't sweatpants. If I was trying to be sneaky, you'd never know. I almost unbuttoned them directly in front of her to be like, sweatpants don't typically have. Outside of that, there's just a whole lot of little details that are super fun, like the fact that they stamp the size on the inside of the front pocket. That's very pretty looking. The care tag only uses the font that's used for the logo of Rag & Bone. That is a pretty intense detail. The button closure is pretty neat. This is all brass. And the top one is two separate pieces. So it makes this appealing little sound when one jiggles it. All right, cool, that's it. Nothing super crazy this week, just wanted to go through an article of clothing that I am absolutely crazy about wearing. I would be a bit remiss if all I covered in these videos was just stuff that was like kind of like hype brand clothing stuff, so I wanted to go through the stuff that I consider to be staples in my wardrobe. If you like what I do, please be sure to subscribe. It helps me out in the algorithm a whole lot and makes it where you can, see the future videos. It's a win for everybody, I promise. I'm also pretty active on Twitter and Instagram. All of my handles on everything is just @Bliss Foster. As always, you guys are incredible. Goodbye.